Hello, students. This is Miss Watts, and today we're going to be talking about quadrilaterals. Specifically, we're going to talk about classifying and identifying quadrilaterals. Here are my students. Okay, students, are you ready to get started?
Yes, Miss Watts.
Okay, here we go. I thought it would be important with today's lesson to start by going over these definitions as a group. Here's the definitions. First, I want you to place the quadrilateral vocabulary inside your math spiral. I'll give you a few minutes. 1, 2, 3. Is everyone done? Thumbs up. Great. So let's go over them. A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides and 4 vertices and 4 angles. A rectangle is a parallelogram, which is a quadrilateral with opposite sides, the same and parallel, with 4 congruent angles. Does anyone remember what congruent means?
Yes, I do. Congruent means having the same shape and size even when you flip, turn, or rotate the sides. For example, the two congruent shapes may look different in how they are laid out, but they would be able to fit together perfectly.
Great job. What about parallel? Who knows what parallel means?
I do, Miss Watts. Parallel means lying or moving in the same direction, but always the same distance apart.
Great job, friends. A square is a parallelogram that is a rhombus and a rectangle. A rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 congruent sides. And a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly 1 pair of parallel lines. So, you are going to see these 2 words over and over again. So I want you to get out your markers, and we're going to use yellow and blue right now. So I want you to first find all of the word parallelogram on your vocabulary, and we're going to circle them in yellow, or you can highlight them. So we have parallelogram right here. We have parallelogram that's inside of a rectangle. A rectangle is a parallelogram. A square is a parallelogram. A rhombus is a parallelogram. Are you seeing a pattern here? A quadrilateral is exactly 1 pair of parallel, let's underline that, lines. Now with your blue marker, I want you to circle or highlight all the words quadrilateral. A quadrilateral, a parallelogram, is a quadrilateral with opposite sides and angles. A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides. A rectangle is a parallelogram and a quadrilateral. A square is a parallelogram, which is also a rhombus and a rectangle. So if it's a rectangle, we know that it is also a quadrilateral. A rhombus is a parallelogram, and we said if it's a rhombus, that it's a rectangle and a quadrilateral. And a trapezoid is also a quadrilateral. Okay, so for today's lesson, we are going to do our worksheet. So now remember, you can look in your previous vocabulary lessons and remember that to classify something means what? Who can tell me?
I know. To classify means to name a figure or object according to its attributes.
Great job. And what does sort mean?
Sort?
Sort means to group things according to how similar they are.
Great job. So we are going to sort and classify these things according to how similar they are. So this is a Venn diagram. Do y'all remember the Venn diagram? Venn diagram. And a Venn diagram is two circles. See the two circles? And they overlap and they share the similar middle. See how they overlap? And these things are similar or the same in the middle. So we have the blue circle here. Okay? Everybody touch the blue circle. Everything in this blue circle is something. It is classified as something. Then we have everything in this red circle is classified as something. Then we have things that are in the middle. They're also classified as both the red and the blue circles. So let's look what's inside the blue circle. We see that all three of these shapes have four sides. So let's take your blue marker and let's label all four sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget to label these in the middle. In the middle are also inside the blue square or the blue circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of those have four sides. Also, if you look, everything also has four vertices. And I'm going to use my green marker and I'm going to label the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, has everybody got that? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, so do these in the red also have four sides?
Yes.
So let's label these sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about up here? What about these?
Yes, the slides, they have four sides.
Let's label those. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about vertices? Do you see vertices in the other ones in the red circle and the top?
Yes, Miss Watts.
So let's label those. Vertice. 4 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of these shapes have 4 vertices. We know that these shapes are labeled as quadrilaterals because this is what the label is at the top of our Venn diagram. Now, let's go back to our definitions. What defining characteristics are distinct from each other? Because they all have the same amount of sides and the same amount of vertices. So what makes these different from each other? We can see in the blue circle that each shape has 2 sides that are the same and 2 sides that are opposite. So look, same, same. See, they're opposite sides are the same. Same, 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 same. Okay? So each side is the same and parallel and has 4 congruent angles. Now let's go back to our vocabulary words. When we look at these, now we know that these are, look at your vocabulary words, A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with opposite sides the same and parallel. Opposite sides the same and parallel. So we can label the blue rectangle. So write rectangle as classified as RECTANGLE. Just write it best you can. Now let's look at the middle. Let's look at the middle. We can see that the middle also has four sides, that they are also congruent and parallel. But if you look, these are a little different. What makes these different? How can we classify those? So all four sides are the same. So if we look back to our vocabulary, if we have all four sides are the same, we can label the middle as a square. Let's write square in the middle circle. SQUARE. So let's look at the red circle now. If you remember from our definitions, a square is a parallelogram that is also a rhombus and a rectangle. That's why these are squares within the blue. If we look at the shapes in the red, all four sides are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all the same. And they are parallel. The difference is that all the angles on the inside are not the same. Do you see the angles on the inside are not the same? Only the opposite angles are the same. This angle here is the same as this angle. This angle here is the same. Opposite angles are the same. So if we look back at our vocabulary, we see that a rhombus is a parallelogram with four congruent sides. So let's label this one rhombus. RHOMBUS. Okay. So a square is a rectangle, but a square is also a rhombus. If you notice that we have one big black oval, everything that's in the big black oval is a quadrilateral. These are rectangles, these are squares, these are rhombuses. They're all quadrilaterals. So how can we classify these? I want you to look at your vocabulary and try to figure out what classification can you pair with these shapes up here. As you see, I've tried to match the color with the squares so that they're easier to label. I'll give you a few minutes. Okay, so what did you come up with? Who wants to share?
I do. I want to share. I decided that the purple one is a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with opposite sides and angles and opposite sides the same. This is a parallelogram.
Good job. Anyone else want to try?
Yes, I want to try.
Okay, what did you classify this one as?
I labeled it a quadrilateral.
Good job. Quadrilateral. And we have one last one. Who can label this one? Who can label this one?
Me, I can.
This is what did you decide? A trapezoid. Good job, friends. So, as a review, We classified and sorted quadrilaterals. We used a Venn diagram. We decided that all quadrilaterals are polygons with 4 sides and 4 vertices. A rectangle is also a square. A rhombus is also a square. But a parallelogram, a quadrilateral, and a trapezoid, all of these are all quadrilaterals. Great job, friends. That concludes our lesson for today. I hope you all have a wonderful day.